Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again. Today we have a bit of change in our system. Today we are planning to have our kids first on the screen, and then we will be having our storyteller for today, Mrs. Hema Subramanian. Today we will be discussing, and the kids will be sharing their experiences during the lockdown and how they have utilized their time during the lockdown. So here we have Vatika Gupta from Kanpur. Oh, she is out. I think we can have a Kalpreet. Kalpreet, unmute yourself, beta. Come on
Good
screen,
evening, ma'am.
Kalpreet. Good evening, beta. How are you?
I am good, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, beta, but I can't see you.
Now, can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. So, what have you been doing throughout the lockdown?
Ma'am, I am cycling with my neighbor friend. I am doing skipping. I I do ma'am, I play badminton. I play chess
Place the
and
camera properly. Place the
online
camera properly
classes.
so that we can see you. Yeah. Bolo. Speak.
Ma'am, your screen is stopped.
Just a minute. Can you see me now? Can you see me, Akalpreet?
Yes, ma'am, I can see you.
Yes, tell me now. So what all did you do during the entire lockdown?
Ma'am, I do cycling with my neighbor friend. I play Ludo, I play chess, I do skipping, and I play badminton with my mother.
Wow.
And some online contest.
Okay, good. Okay. How are you finding your studies, online studies?
Ma'am, ma'am, uh, ma'am, ma'am, it is
How are
nice.
you finding your online classes?
Ma'am, it is great, but when we go to school and when we go to school and when we play with our friends, when when teacher teach us, that is better than from online classes.
Okay. What is the best thing that you like in your online class?
Ma'am, the best thing I like in online classes, I see everybody.
Okay. You see all your friends.
Yes, ma'am, I saw my friends, I see my teachers, I see my principal.
Very good. Very good. And what is the thing that you don't like in your online class?
Ma'am, I like all the things I'm in my online classes. I didn't like anything that I didn't like.
Okay. So what all do you learn in your online classes?
How to uh, how to do how to do art, how to how to listen of a teacher in online studying.
Okay. So are you able to talk to your teacher live?
Yes, ma'am, I am able to talk to my teacher live.
Okay. And what time? How many hours do you spend in your school, your online school?
What are you saying?
How many hours do you spend in your online school?
Ma'am, by studying, by art and craft, by dance.
I am asking. She is gone. See, the kids are so excited. So now let's, Yes, she's back.
Sorry, ma'am,
Akalpreet?
network issue.
No, it's okay, no problem. Tell me one thing. How many hours do you spend on your online class? Hmm?
1 hour with you and 1 hour with school.
Very good. So you like spending time with me, right?
Yes, ma'am. I like all the sessions.
Great. What do you like?
In this session, and uh, in this session, I learn about the concentration and the concentration of listening the story and answering the questions without any without the help of the
Great.
parents.
So you understand the way ma'am is telling the stories and the way she gives you questions and you are able to answer them very nicely, right?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, then we don't take
Okay.
the help of parents. We do ourselves also.
Great. Yes. So now we will have Mannat with us. Okay, Kalpreet. And then Hema ma'am will join us in another 5-6 minutes. Okay? Bye. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
How are you, Mannat?
Good
Are
evening,
you
ma'am.
traveling?
Fine, ma'am.
Good evening.
How are you?
I am good. Are you traveling somewhere?
Ma'am, I am in Nani house, so I am back. I'm going back to my house.
Very good. So you had come to your Nani's house, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right, right. So
I
what
go
did you
there
do?
every day.
You go there every day?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Okay, tell me one thing. What did you do during the entire
I
lockdown?
play there.
One thing. What did you do during the entire lockdown?
Ma'am, first of all, that is thing. Ma'am, I'm very bored on first of all when lockdown is.
Okay.
Ma'am, then when my online classes started, I become small big happy and starting attended my online classes.
Okay. Okay.
Then
What
I
time does your
then I
online
get
class
so
start?
many. Ma'am, on ma'am on 25 May.
Okay. So what time do you start with your online class?
Ma'am, I started reading my books and started writing
बेटा
in my new notebook.
आप कितने बजे अपनी ऑनलाइन क्लास स्टार्ट करते हो?
First of all, 11:30, then 12:30, then 5 p.m.
Okay. So you are done with your online class today, huh? I think there is some problem over there. So now let's call. Whom should we call? Okay. Let's call Kushpreet. Kushpreet and Vartika. So we are trying to log in with Khushpreet and Vartika. Let's see if they are able to join in. We have sent the link to Khushpreet and Vartika, and Hema ma'am will be joining us anytime. Yes, I think Hema ma'am is all set. Let me see if I can call her. Yes, yeah, Hema ma'am is going to be here anytime. So let's wait for her. So this is what we've been doing, and it is really interesting to know what children are doing during the lockdown time, because they have been doing tremendous hard work by getting along with the system which they have not been acquainted till now. The children are taking up online education very well. In fact, they are enjoying it. So somehow we should think that somehow or somewhere they do feel that they have been missing on their schools, and they are definitely missing up their school. They're really missing school. And let's see when they are back to school. But till then, this is how we have to keep them engaged. We have been trying a lot. We have really been trying a lot to see what has to be done for the children. And that is how our new NEP, the National Education Policy 2020, has been formulated. It has got lots and lots of things in it which are going to benefit our children. So Akarpreet is here. Let's get her before till Hema ma'am comes. Akarpreet.
Excuse me, Mr. Brabistan, I didn't give you any kind of thing from my house.
Yes, Vartika. How are you, Vartika?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, beta. How are you?
Ma'am, I am fine. How are you?
I'm good. So tell me one thing. What have you been doing throughout the lockdown?
Ma'am, I love sketching.
You did sketching.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, should I show you?
And what else? Yes. Tell me. What else did you do during lockdown?
Ma'am, I love dancing.
Yes, Vartika, tell me. What have you been doing during the
Ma'am, I
lockdown?
love dancing.
Okay, what did you learn during lockdown?
Ma'am, new stories.
Okay.
And ma'am, different types of arts.
Can you show me some of your art that you did?
Yes, ma'am.
So let's see what she's been doing throughout the lockdown. I'm sure she might have been doing some amazing work. Meanwhile, she's sketching.
Ma'am, I have made these drawings.
Great. Who have you sketched? Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So Manat is here. Let's see what Manat has to tell us.
Ma'am, this is some network issue. Ma'am, I have made this.
Very good, very good, very good.
Ma'am, this is
But
some network issue.
can you discuss with Mannat what she has been doing?
Ma'am,
Just discuss with Mannat about what are the experience.
okay, ma'am. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Fine. How are you?
I am also fine. Can you show me that drawing that you made? That flower?
Did you?
We have Hema ma'am with us. So let's, without wasting time, let's start with the show. Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good evening, Rina. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you.
In fact, we tried something different today. We started our show with the kids.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I think I heard a little bit of the conversation that was happening. Really
Yeah,
nice.
they were sharing their experiences during lockdown with me.
That's amazing. That's so beautiful.
So
And
now,
I,
without wasting time, I hand over the stage to you. It's
yes,
all yours.
yes. Thank you so much,
Thank
Rina.
you. You're welcome.
Good, good evening, children. Sorry to keep you waiting. I think you all really shared a lot of wonderful stuff here. So today, let's start with the story, okay? So I'm going to tell you a lovely story from Jataka Tales, okay? I don't know if you all have heard Jataka Tales. Jataka Tales were tales which were told for by the Buddhists. You know, what it talks about the the Buddhist stories. They told their lot of morals and lot of way of living through stories. And many of the stories have animals in it, and I had read the story in this book by Karate Tales. And plus, I have read this when I was a little girl, and I've read it on the Jataka Tale books in Amar Chitra Kathas, and I've heard my grandfather tell the story also. So it's a very, very, very old story, and it is a story about a monkey king. Okay, so let us start with. I would like to know whether you all know what a delta is. So I'm just going to draw and show you what a delta is. When a river flows, when there is a river flowing, so what happens is a river flows like this. This is the bank of the river. This is the bank of the river, and there's the other bank. And sometimes the river brings in a lot of soil. When it comes down from the mountains, it carries a lot of soils and it starts depositing the soil in some place which is a little higher than the other sides. And slowly the soil keeps settling here and it keeps settling here, and then it forms a delta. This is kind of a island in the river. So we are going to, our story is based in this delta. Okay, so our story is inside this delta, and in this delta, in a place called Chitrahan near Varanasi, there were this lovely, beautiful trees, lots of them, and on the banks of the river Ganga. So this delta was formed by the river Ganga. It flows from the mountains and hills, and it got a lot of sediments, and it created the delta over there. Now, this delta was a little strange in the sense that it had two sides to it. One side, the mighty river Ganga was flowing, and on the other side, the Ganga branched into a narrow rivulet here, and then again it joined back into the major Ganga, the big Ganga. So that's how the Ganges was flowing. Now, in the edge of this delta, there were some trees, mango trees. And the mangoes were the tastiest, juiciest, sweetest mangoes you could ever find anywhere. And that was a very place where not many people could go. So humans did not know that this place existed. And there, in those trees, lived a troop of monkeys. Many of them in all the trees, all the mango trees. And they used to live on those mangoes, and they used to love it when it was in season. They used to have mangoes for breakfast, mangoes for lunch, mangoes for dinner, and whenever they wanted to have it, because all the mangoes were there. And they were the juiciest, tastiest, and sweetest mangoes ever. And nobody had tasted mangoes like that. And the leader of these monkeys was a noble king called Kapi. And this Kapi was a very gentle soul who used to take care of all his subjects. And all the other monkeys also used to really, feel up to him, look up to him, and whatever he said, they used to listen. And everything that he said, they used to do, and they used to follow him very well. And they also used to love their king. And Kapi used to tell them only one thing. There were woods around these mango trees, so they could go, the monkeys could go anywhere. But Kapi said only one. He said actually three things. Three things he just wanted out. One, he said, is that nobody will carry even one mango out of the area of the mango trees. When you go into the woods, you cannot carry a mango. And then, baad mein, what happens? Once they go there, बाहर आम नहीं लेके जाना है, आप नहीं लेके जा सकते हो. फिर second thing he said कि किसी के पास you will never tell, बोलोगे नहीं कि यहाँ पे आम है, इतने juicy, tasty, sweet आम है, किसी को नहीं बताओगे. और तीसरी बात, जो नदी बह रही है, गंगा बह रही है अपने पास, इतने अपने घर के पास, अपने पेड़ के पास, you cannot allow that mango to fall into the river. एक भी नहीं गिरना चाहिए. ठीक है? अब बोलो, my first question comes in, why do you think Kapi, the king, said all this to the monkeys? Can you just quickly answer, and then we'll go ahead with the story. Okay? Reena ma'am? We can type the story for the question for
Yeah. Why do you think
the monkey king said this to his subjects? The three things. One is, do not take a mango outside the area. Second is, do not talk about the mangoes to anybody. And the third thing is, never drop a mango into the river. So why did he say the third thing mostly? Why did he say do not drop the mango into the river? Should we wait for their answers, or we just continue with the story?
continue, ma'am? We can continue.
I'll do that. So,
Question two is, why did he say the third thing to the monkeys?
yeah, he said that why he said this, that they cannot drop the mangoes in the river. That's a main question actually. Why they shouldn't drop the mango into the river? That's the most important question. Okay, so all the subjects followed whatever Kapi said, okay, and they never questioned, they never took risks of taking the mango out of the mangrove, nor did they, kabhi nahi, they never took the mangoes out, and they never spoke to anybody about the mangoes. And to not stop the mangoes falling into the river, they used to keep guard. So every tree used to have a monkey who used to watch, and you keep watching and see, If a mango is dropping in, then they'll immediately go jump into the river, pick up the mango, and keep it in the shore. And they will never allow the mango to go into the river. This was continuing for many years. And then, like how you all ask questions, why you have to do this? Why should it be done? I don't think, everybody is saying, so what? So why should I continue to follow that? So like that, one child asked Kapi, the king. She said, why do you want us to not, why won't you allow us to drop the mango into the river? What happens? So Kapi said, listen, child, there is a reason why I am telling you this. We are living in a grove, mangrove, that has got the tastiest, juiciest, and the sweetest mangoes in the whole world. If by mistake you take a mango out, somebody will taste it. Second, if you talk about it, somebody will be very curious to come and find out about it. And the third thing, the most important thing, if you drop the mango into the river, we are very, very close to the city Varanasi. And who lives in Varanasi? People live, humans live. And if humans come to know about the mangoes here, they will all come here and we will have to lose our home. We cannot live here anymore if they come for the mangoes. So beware, never allow any mango to fall into the river. And the girl accepted, and all the children believed and they trusted their king. And everybody used to take care that the mango does not fall into the river. There was this one monkey. His name was Vandar. This Vandar was a very bad monkey. He was, waiting for Kapi to do a mistake. He was waiting that he can harm Kapi. And he wanted to rule the kingdom. He wanted to become the king of the monkeys. So he kept waiting when he could create a problem for Kapi. So one day what he did was, he was on the watch. Watching in one of the trees, he was watching for the mangoes, that they shouldn't fall into the river. Right? So he saw one mango whizzing past him. Plop. It fell into the flowing Ganga. And Vandar, because he was so jealous of Kapi, so jealous of him being so famous, he did not go and pick up the mango from the river. Now tell me, what harm, what will happen because he did not pick up the mango? That's the second question. What will happen for आगे जाके क्या होगा? उसने वो आम उठाया नहीं रिवर से, क्यों नहीं उठाया और क्या होगा? I'll give you 2 minutes to think.
What will happen next?
What will happen next? The mango has fallen into the river and Vandar did not pick it up. Now, why did Vandar not pick up, and what will happen next? What do they think will happen next?
The mango
Fell into the river.
fell
Into the river.
the river,
And
Bandar
what do you think will happen next?
did not pick
Pick it up.
up. What will happen next?
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to wait, because if I say go ahead, then they will get the answer. So I'll just wait for a minute and till they just start typing, and then I'll start continue the story. Just for a second. Few seconds. Yeah, the question is up now. Okay, so this mango in the river went bobbing, bobbing. You know, these fruits sometimes they don't sink into the river, so they keep floating on the river because it's being bobbing with the waves of the river. It went pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up, and where was this river going? This was this Chitrahan was in a place where from the mountains the river was coming down, Ganges was coming down. It crosses Chitrahan, goes to Varanasi, and then goes to the sea. Right? So this mango went with the river towards Varanasi. And when it reached that place, what happened? सुनो मेरे बंधु रे सुनो मेरे मितवा सुनो मेरे साथी रे was a fisherman. He was singing and he was happily throwing his net into the river, bringing it back with the fishes and putting it. And suddenly he saw something orange bobbing, orange, red, and green mixed something, and he had never seen something like that. It was bobbing on the water and coming closer and closer and closer and closer. This boat. He just reached out into the water and got hold of the. And you know what kind of mango that was? It was the juiciest, tastiest, sweetest mango anyone could have tasted. He smelt it, and his whole boat was filled up with the smell of mangoes. And that one mango was spreading such a lot of fragrance around the boat. And the fisherman thought, "Oh, this is some golden fruit. It looks golden. It smells so beautiful. I think I should take it to the king and present it to him." So he took it to the king. Who was the king of Varanasi then? It was King Brahmabhat. And King Brahmabhat, as soon as he entered the court, the fisherman came and told him, "Sir, respected sir, I just found this in the river. मैं जब जा रहा था तो मैं मछली पकड़ रहा था तभी मेरे को ये मिला ये फल मिला ये आम गोल्डन कलर का फ्रूट मिला." So the king held it in his hand and the fragrance of the mango went floating to everybody's nostrils. Everybody smelled it and felt, ah, what smell? What is this fruit? What is this fruit? And everybody started talking to each other. Have you seen this? Have you ever tasted it? Have you done that? And the king said, shh, I have never smelled a fruit like this. What fruit is this? And everybody in the court said, no. So the king said, okay, let us call the royal chef. So he called him Pachit. His name was Pachit. He called Pachit. He said, Pachit, को बुलाओ. जाओ जाके जो अपना खाना बनाते हैं, रॉयल खाना बनाते हैं, उनको बुला के ले आओ. And they went and called Pachit. And Pachit came into the court and he was wondering, this is a beautiful smell. I recollect, I have smelled it somewhere. Where have I smelled? Then he entered the court thinking like that because he was a cook. Remember, he knows a lot about food. So he went to the king and the king asked him, okay, Pachit, tell me what is this? I got this fruit. This fisherman has caught it and he found it in the river. Now Pachit was a little bewildered. He thought, river में कैसा मिला? तो river में तो fish मिलते हैं. ये फल कहाँ से मिल गया उनको? So anyway, so he said it's a fruit, sir. It couldn't have been found in the river. रिवर में तो नहीं होगा, ये तो पेड़ में उगता है। राजा ने बोला पेड़ में उगता है, तो हाउ डिड द फिशरमैन फाइंड इट इन द रिवर? टेल मी अबाउट दैट। सो द कुक सेड, पता नहीं सर, पर ये तो फल है, ये फल तो पेड़ में उगता है, और शायद पानी में गिर गया हो, और शायद यहाँ पे ऐसे पहुंच गया हो। तो द किंग सेड, अच्छा, पर फल क्या है? इसका तो इतना अच्छा सुगंध है, आहा, मेरे मुंह में तो पानी आ रहा है। एंड एवरीबडी इन द कोर्ट वर लाइक, and everybody was swallowing their saliva. They were feeling so, was feeling so tasty. They had not tasted anything like that. So the king asked the cook what fruit it was. The cook said, Prachit said, sir, ये तो आम है, मैंगो, मैंगो है। मैंगो? अच्छा, ये इसका टेस्ट कैसा होता है? Prachit said, चाकू ले आओ, मैं बताता हूँ, काट के दिखाता हूँ। And he ordered a chaku from the kitchen, and the cook cut the mango pieces, and he gave one mango piece to the king. The king took his plate, just took the mango close to his nose, and it was like, was golden, and juice was dripping out of it from the sides, and it was like a deep orange. It was a very different shade of orange with red mixed with it, and it looked so juicy, and it looked so tasty, and he just couldn't wait. His mouth started salivating, and he just put it into his mouth. The minute he just closed his eyes and was tasting it. Mm, he said, and everybody in the court was watching him. That's such a beautiful smell. How tasty it would be. Wow, look at the king. And the king said, this is the juiciest, tastiest, sweetest fruit I have ever tasted. And he took the rest of the mango and quickly ate it up. Everybody in the court kept watching. But he was a king, he could do anything. So he finished off all the mangoes. After he had finished it, he said, whole mango. And किसी को मैंने दिया नहीं, अब क्या करें? But I think people of वाराणसी, हमारे जो देश के लोग हैं, बहुत अच्छे लोग हैं, सबको मिलना चाहिए ये फल। So he said, अभी मेरे को पता चलना चाहिए कि ये फल कहाँ पे मिलता है। And he ordered for his guards, he said, go and get the boats ready. I want to go into the river to search for this mango. And he took his soldiers. Next day in the morning, he got into the boat with 50, 60 soldiers, and he left into the river. And he knew, he was an intelligent king. He knew that he didn't have to go towards the sea, but he had to go towards the source of the river. So he went upstream, he went on the opposite side. And he went, his boat started going. They searched the shore, they couldn't get it anywhere. Nobody had heard about this mango. And he kept trying, he kept searching, he went into all the small islands, he went into behind the deltas, into the deltas, everywhere he searched, he couldn't find for 4 days. He was just on the river searching. On the 4th day, they were so tired, they decided to rest in one of the deltas under the grove of the trees. And where do you think they landed? They landed at Chitraham. And as they landed and they were trying to set up their camp, suddenly the wind blew in their direction. And what do you think happened after that? The wind kept flowing and flowing and flowing and flowing, and it came towards them. What happened then? When the wind came, what happened? Leena ma'am, this is the next question. What happened when the wind came toward them?
What happened
When the wind came towards them.
when the wind blew
Yeah, it came
towards
flying
them?
towards them.
Towards them, right?
Yeah. So I'm just going to wait for a second again because my next sentence will give away what I am trying to ask them. What did they feel when the wind blew towards them? When the wind came towards them and came floating. Something came floating with the wind. What was it? Ah, okay. That's an interesting answer. The mango fell on the king's head and he got shocked. No, that's not the right answer. Okay, let me tell you what. Okay, all mangoes flew away due to the wind. Okay, mangoes are heavy things. So a wind cannot carry the mangoes. Okay, so something else came. Think about it. The mangoes are quite heavy. They cannot come flying with the wind. Can they come flying with the wind? They can't. But something else can come which is related to the mangoes. What happened in the court? The first thing, what attracted the people towards the mango? Okay, I'll tell you. So, when the wind blew in, when the wind came towards them, it carried with it the smell of those mangoes, those delicious mangoes. And as soon as the smell reached them, they realized, oh, this is the same smell we got in the court. I think we're very close by. And so the king ordered the soldiers to go and search the delta. And they started searching here, there, into the woods. And they reached the place where the मैंगो ट्रीज वर. वहां पे जाके उन्होंने देखा ऊपर तो पेड़ में लथपथ आम, कितने सारे 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 आम लटक रहे हैं ऐसे सभी पेड़ों पर, सभी आम के पेड़ों पर. बट अब क्या हो गया था? रात हो गई थी. तो राजा ने बोला रात को हम लोग नहीं तोड़ते हैं, आम नहीं निकालते हैं, अभी हम सब सो जाएंगे. सो दे सेट अप अ कैंप एंड सब लोग उस रात सो गए. ये पेड़ों में कौन रहता था? Who used to live on these trees? The monkeys. And Kapi looked down and he saw what was happening. He realized that the humans had finally reached them. He realized that it is danger for them. And overnight, they will have to vacate their home and go away. So, in the night, and all the other monkeys also saw what was happening, and they were all very scared. So, once when monkeys get scared, what do? They start chattering. Oh, see what happened? क्या करेंगे अभी? हम लोग कहाँ जाएंगे? कैसे जाएंगे? अभी तो यहाँ पे से जा भी नहीं सकते. सब लोग वहाँ पे, यहाँ पे सोल्जर्स है, वहाँ पे सोल्जर्स है. कहाँ देखो, जब सब जगह सोल्जर्स है. अब हम क्या करें? And Kapi said, "Shh, let me think. मुझे सोचने दो. Please, quiet रहो सब लोग. कोई आवाज नहीं करेगा. चुप." So everybody listened to Kapi and they kept quiet. And Kapi quickly ran to their elder, who's called Guru. Guruji, आप हमें बताइएगा, आप हम क्या करें? So Guru told them, see, there's no way out. But if you jump on those mango trees and go to the last mango tree, next to that mango tree, एक banyan tree है. You know what banyan trees are? Banyan trees are huge trees with their roots hanging down to the floor. And they have long roots which hang from the branches. So he said, the only thing that you can do, Kapi, is you go there and tie the root to your waist. And that is the closest place to the bank of the river. So from this delta, from here, you can jump to the bank of the river and catch hold of a tree over there so that everybody can cross. So Kapi said, this is a fantastic idea. And he told everybody, all his subjects, all of you all, just be quiet. Pick up all the small children and ladies will form a line first. So as I go to the banyan tree, all of y'all will quietly follow and come to the last mango tree. Beware, all of you don't come there all together. Just 10 monkeys at a time. First, the women and the children will reach there. And Kapi quickly jumped over the trees quietly and he went to the last mango tree. And he jumped to the banyan tree, picked up one long root which he could find, and he tied it across around his waist. And he went to the edge of the mango tree and he jumped like Hanuman. Like how he jumped? He jumped. He jumped from here to across the river. एक बड़ी छलांग मारी उसने, कापी ने, और जाके वहां सामने एक पेड़ था, उसका ब्रांचेस को उसने पकड़ लिया, जोर से कस के पकड़ लिया. He held it on. Then he realized there was a pull. What had happened? The root did not reach the tree. He was stuck. He was holding the branch, but he couldn't tie the root to the branch of the new tree. He looked back and he told his subjects, okay, everybody, quickly, cross over. Now, looking at all this, there was a lot of commotion in the trees, and all these soldiers woke up. They were all sleeping under the tree. And the king also woke up. And he looked up and said, what is happening? What is happening? Where is there so much of noise? What's happening? Soldiers said, sir, there are these monkeys. They're all over the trees. They're just jumping from here and there. So king said, why are they disturbing my sleep? Shoot an arrow at them and kill them all. So the soldiers started shooting arrows, and that created more of a commotion. All the monkeys ran towards the last mango tree. And when their attention was diverted to the last mango tree, the king also followed the monkeys, and he saw such a beautiful sight. He saw one monkey jumping across and holding on to the branch of a tree on the other side of the river. He was amazed and he heard his shout, all of y'all, first women and children, please get onto the rope and come. Don't worry about me. I am holding to the branch. And so all the women and children, one by one, started crossing the rope and going towards Kapi. And as they came near Kapi, the first woman with a child on her arm, you know how monkeys carry the babies? The babies hold the mummy here. They hold them like this. Okay, the baby is hanging in front and the monkey is running. And the first woman monkey who reached there, she had tears in her eyes because she had to step on Kapi to jump onto the tree. She didn't want to. So Kapi said, don't. Please don't have any sentiments. Just jump over me. We don't have time. There are so many monkeys waiting behind you. And the king is reaching over there and he's going to shoot arrows and all of them are going to die. Please jump. And the woman with tears in her eyes, the monkey, jumped over Kapi and jumped into the tree and went ahead. Slowly, everybody followed suit. And the king saw this and he was stunned. He couldn't believe his eyes that the king was holding on, and he thought he must love his subjects so much to do this. Such a noble king, he said. And he asked his soldiers to stop shooting arrows, and he said, "Just be quiet." And he asked a boatman to take him across the river to the place where Kapi was holding the tree. And slowly all the monkeys were crossing, and all the monkeys were crossing. Who did you think came last? Who was the person who came last? And what did he do? Can you guess? Who was the person who came last? And what did you think he did? A question. Reena ma'am, can you just write this question? Who was the monkey who came last and what did he do?
Who was the last monkey to come and what did he do?
And what did he do? What do you
Yes,
think, children? What did he do? Who was the last one? Yeah. Yes, Reena ma'am.
question.
Who was the last monkey to come and what did he do? Right, right, right. Absolutely right. Children, who do you think came last and what did you think he did? We are at the climax of the story where our monkey king is holding on to a branch and all the monkeys are crossing the river by through the rope that he has created, the rope that he tied to his waist and he's holding on to the tree. And all the monkeys are crossing one by one. First the children, then first the women and the children, the women monkeys and the children left, and then the elderly monkeys left, and then the other monkeys left. They all crossed the rope and they jumped on Kapi and they jumped onto the branch on the opposite side of the river. Who was the last person to jump? Go there. And what do you think he did? What did he do? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what happened next. The last person, the last monkey to cross was none other than Vander. You know what was Vander's thought? Vander wanted to kill Kapi. Vander wanted to destroy Kapi. Vander wanted to just get him out of his way so that he can become the king. So as Vander crossed, वांदर जब क्रॉस किया, जब वहां पे गया, उसने क्या किया? लास्ट आउट और उसने लास्ट व्हेन हैड जंप, जोर से ही जस्ट जंप्ड ऑन Kapi. पैरों के जोर से एकदम जोर से ही जंप्ड ऑन Kapi and he crossed the boundary. What happened to Kapi? Kapi was holding on. He was tired. So many monkeys had crossed over him. His back was hurting and he was just holding on to the branch with his last strength. And when Vander jumped on him, उसके ऊपर जब छलांग मारी वांदर और इतनी जोर से धक्का दिया उसको, कापी का हाथ छूट गया and Kapi came falling down. What do you think happened? Remember the king, King Brahmadatta? Brahmadatta had crossed the river and he had come to the place where Kapi was holding the tree. And he quietly went down and quickly caught hold of Kapi in his arms and saved him. But Kapi was very tired and he had injured himself. He was hurt. And the king Brahmadatta took him to his tent and took care of him, nursed him for 3 days till he became all right. And he bowed down to the monkey king and he said, "You are the greatest king I have ever seen, and you can please live in your mangrove happily with your monkeys. And I'm going to leave this place and see to it that nobody ever comes to this mangrove again to get you out of this place. And then King Brahmadeva left. The monkeys filled up his boat with mangoes for people to enjoy in Varanasi. And King Brahmadatta kept his promise and did not allow anyone to go near Chitraham or the place where the mangoes were. Thank you. My last question for you is, what did you learn from this story? What did you learn from this story? I hope you'll enjoy this story. What did you learn from this story? The last question, Reena ma'am. Yes. What did you learn from this story? So, children, are you all typing down your answers? Quickly type down your answers. What did you learn from this story? Did you all like the story? Did they get answer the first few questions? Have they sent?
Maybe all of them.
Yeah. So, what did you learn from the story, children? It's a beautiful story, and okay, the last was Wonder Monkey, and met the king of Varanasi. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. Part of the answer is right. The last monkey was the king, and he climbed on the branch of the tree. With the last monkey to cross. Okay, climb the tree. Okay.
They're still typing.
Yeah, they're still writing. We learn we should help all. Good, very nice. We should never be jealous. Yes, right. This is a correct, a very close answer. Should never be jealous.
The kids have started coming in.
Yes. So these are the children who are winning. We learn from the story.
Yeah, nearly everybody.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Nice to see you back again, Amanpreet.
Yes, ma'am. I am also glad to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Ma. Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, he is my friend Ravi Singh. He also participated in this session.
Super. Brahmbir, welcome. Did you enjoy the story, both of you all?
Yes, ma'am. He also answers the question.
Okay.
Great.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Did you like the story?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you like the story?
Yes, ma'am.
They are gone.
They are gone.
So there are kids who are still answering. I have sent the link to all of them.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am, you continue with Akarpreet. Meantime,
I'll continue with another story.
yeah, you can talk to her also.
I can
Yeah,
talk to
because
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. So what did you like about the story, Kalpreet?
Ma'am, I like the story about the king.
About the king. What did you like about the king? You like which
Ma'am,
king?
he
You like the
didn't.
Varanasi?
He
Which
didn't
king
tell.
did
Ma'am, Mom, I can't remember the king.
Which, the Varanasi king you liked, or you liked the other king, the monkey king? Which one did you like?
Mom, I like the monkey.
You like the monkey king. Why did you like the monkey king? Gone. Network issues. So we're waiting for the others. Where are the others? Are they joining in? Rina, can we wait, or shall I? Rina, hope the others are joining in. Yes, 6. We should always help others and never be jealous to others. Okay, jealous of others. Right, correct. That's the right answer.
Yes, ma'am. What are you saying?
No, I just asked you like the monkey king, right?
Ma'am, I like the monkey king.
Ma'am, I also like the monkey king.
Okay.
Oh.
That's it.
Ma'am, when you tell the story, it is amazing.
Yes, ma'am, it is amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Rina, others are joining in.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What are you saying?
Yes, ma'am, they are joining in.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I met you in the past story session also.
Yes, I know. I remember you, Akalpreet. That's why I recognized you
Yes, ma'am.
immediately.
Ma'am, you tell the story very well.
Thank you so much. I'm honored.
Again, she's gone. Again, she's gone. Actually,
Yeah.
most of the kids, they have this connectivity problem.
Yes, connectivity problem, and I think it has been raining also in the north.
Ma'am,
I
due
guess.
to network issue, ma'am, we can let the class.
I know. It's all right. Just hold on. Just be sitting. Wait for the others to join in. Okay. We're just waiting
Okay,
for some more children to join in. Okay.
Ma'am, I want to say something that why you choose this profession? Why you like to tell the story?
Why I like to tell stories? I feel
Yes,
that there are so many things to learn through stories, right? And
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
see,
ma'am.
in this
Yes, ma'am.
particular story itself, how many things you have learned? You've learned about what a delta is, okay, what grows in the banks of the river. You got mango trees grow. Why? Because the soil is so fertile over there. There are so many things you learned. Then you also learned how the king was so nice to his subjects. You also
Yes, ma'am.
learned
We know.
about environment. You also learned that humans go and spoil the places where the animals live. We become greedy and we take a lot of. There's so many things I
Yes,
learned in one story, isn't it? So that
ma'am,
is
you
what
tell me that how to write the stories.
I told you last time, right?
Yes, ma'am. I am making the stories. I am making the poems in this lockdown.
Love.
I made the poem on the school.
Super. Very nice. Very nice. Hi Yash, how are you?
Hello,
Ma'am, they want to ask some question from you.
Okay, wait.
ma'am. I entered the first time. I like your story speaking, ma'am. You, ma'am,
Thank you.
story speak.
Thank you. Yes, Yash. How are you?
So love your stories.
Thank you so much, Yash. You were there for the previous story also. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Oh,
when
thank
did you start this profession?
Pardon? I didn't get you. Sorry.
Ma'am, when did you started this profession?
Okay. This profession, well, I've been telling stories for a long, long time. Okay. When I started teaching in schools, I started telling stories, and then I just mute yourself, sweetheart. So I started telling stories. I teach in schools in Katalaya. And then I 4 years, 3 years back. Yes. Hello, Mannat. How are you?
How are you, Mom?
I am very good, Mannat.
Fine, Mom. How are you? Mom, I like this story. This story is very interesting.
Wonderful. I'm so glad you like it. So what do you like about the story? Give the response.
Mom, I also have a question to you.
Yes.
Mom, from where do you learn this story?
See, I was actually telling you this was a book. I have read this story when I became big. Okay, now recently. This is my children's story. They all become big boys now. But I have read this story in Amar Chitrakatha, and my grandfather was telling me.
Thank you, Mom, for answering me.
You're welcome. So it's wonderful. All of you, congratulations. I think you all got your answers right. Yeah, very good. So you've
I
been
also have a
Yes, ask me.
Ma'am, from whom do you like to listen story the most?
Who I like in the story the most? Well, I like the Monkey King the most because he is a very good leader. He is a superb leader. He always took care of his subjects. He thought before any problem could come. He had an idea that this kind of a problem can come. So he kept warning them, and he had made the rules for them. Only thing is, everybody has to understand that rules, when they are made, is all for our good. And we should realize that rules are made for our good, and we should follow that. Rules are not made because somebody is thinking, oh, this is a rule, I have to force it on somebody. But because the Monkey King was such a good leader, he could see what would happen. So he put up a rule saying that this is how it should be. And when somebody asked him why you have made the rule, he also explained it to them beautifully, saying that this is what can happen and you can get into trouble. So that is the best point about this man, the monkey. And also the last thing is that when there was trouble, he was quick to think, and he was ready to take a risk to save everyone in his path, isn't it? So that's the quality. That's why he is it is actually a story from Jataka tale. They say that these stories are based on Buddha's life. So
Yes,
his
ma'am.
intentions and all that. So they say he is a bodhisattva. He's called Mahakapi, this king. So he's called Mahakapi. He's a bodhisattva. And that Bandar is Devadatta, a cousin of Buddha, who never liked Buddha. So there are story connections with the Buddhist stories. And this story has been depicted in Sanchi. If you go to Sanchi, on the wall, you can see the story over there. It has been carved on the stones. You can see the story carved on the stones in Sanchi.
Mama, I'm reading this storybook.
Which storybook are you reading, Mannat? I can't see the story.
Ma'am,
Keep it.
Mom, it is Milioni. The IC attachment.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, I see attachment. Very nice.
Ma'am, there is a question from Shrishti. She's not able to come on the screen because of network issue. She says, what type of book do you like?
Ma'am, the author is Daniela Star.
Okay. Thank you, Mannat. That's a wonderful book to read. Please continue reading a lot of books. I'm going to answer Shrishti, who has asked me a question. So the question is, he has asked, like, what type of book do you like? So I like all kinds of books. It has to be I like more story books. I like fiction. And I love reading books. And I keep reading. And whenever I have time, you'll find me reading books and stories. So I like folk tales. I like traditional tales. But it has to be written well. There has to be action. There has to be drama in it. And I love those stories. Yes. And somebody, Navu and Guinea, have asked, ma'am, do you like Punjabi stories? Yes, I can understand a smattering of Punjabi, a little bit of Punjabi. And कोई सुनाएगा तो मैं बहुत खुशी से सुन लूंगी. मैं पंजाबी तो रीड नहीं कर सकती, पर कोई सुनाएगा मेरे को पंजाबी कहानियां, बहुत प्यार से सुनूंगी.
मैम
I
आई
have
पंजाबी.
You're Punjabi, okay, and I have lot of good friends, best friends who are Punjabi, so I do listen to them speak and I understand a lot of languages. Yeah, like Shrishti has asked, when had you started this profession? Like I said, 3 years back I got into it as a profession, 2.5, 3 years back. But I've been telling stories for many years since I have been a teacher, and more than 10, 15, 10, 12 years now. So I've been using storytelling as a part of my classroom exercise. So I've been doing that for a long time now. Yeah. So it's
Ma'am,
really
in your
wonderful.
childhood days, from whom did you like to listen stories the most?
My grandfather. You know, my grandfather was a very interesting person. He walked from Rangoon to India during the wartime. So every day in the night, he used to tell us one story about one day of his walk. And he walked for many days. And we used to keep repeating, asking him again and again to tell us a story about how he walked from there. Those are called personal stories. That were the stories that he experienced. But then he also used to tell us stories from the Jataka tales, from Pentalk, from mythology.
एडमिट करेगी तब मैं देखूंगी.
Yeah. So it is really interesting. So I've been listening to stories.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful answers.
Thank you, Yash. It was really nice that you're. Please keep reading a lot. I have read so much of Amar Chitra Kathas. I've read so many books. I always was a member of a library. Like when I was a child, like you, we were in Mumbai that time. We didn't have so many libraries coming home or close to my house. I had to walk for 15, 20 minutes at least to the station to get to the library. And I used to go with a friend of mine and we used to walk there and we'll pick up books from there and read. And every week we used to get 2, 3 books and then we'll exchange the books with each other, finish reading and then give it back to the library. Reading is a beautiful habit that everybody should pick up, and stories are amazing. So you should keep reading and keep listening to stories. That's the best way to do it. Yeah. Bunty and Bubbly. What is that?
Gurneet wants to tell a story, Bunty and Bubbly. Gurneet, we will
Okay.
have a separate session. We'll have a separate session where we will have all of you telling stories, and I will definitely make it a point that I send you mails that when you are going to tell the stories.
So, ma'am, I would like to come and listen to these people telling stories when they're doing
Definitely,
it.
ma'am. It will be live on Facebook and YouTube also.
Yeah, wonderful. It would be really nice to see them tell stories.
Okay. Ma'am, at home, I
Pardon?
write one story regular.
Okay. Reena, ma'am, I couldn't hear you the last part.
She said, I think you can read the message. She says, at home, I write one
Oh.
story regular.
Wonderful, Shrishti. That's amazing. Keep it up and keep writing. It's always nice to keep writing and keep letting your imagination go and explore everything, explore different kinds of stories. It's really beautiful to write stories. Yeah. Yes, I'm there. Not much, but there are a few stories that I've uploaded on YouTube. You can check it out. My name is Hema Subramanian, and there is a channel in my name. So you can check out, but I have not put too many videos on that. There can be 1 or 2 videos that you can watch. Yeah, those are funny videos. Yeah, you can watch. Thank you very much. Yes. So all the best, children. All of you are amazing.
I
Yes.
think we can end the session now
Yeah.
because we are already
Yeah, we are
above
very
time.
for time. Yes. Thank you so much, and it's always a pleasure being here and sharing
It's
stories.
always a pleasure having you on board.
Thank you so much, Reema ji.
Thank you.
Really
Namaste.
thanks. See you. Bye bye.
So here we end our session for today. Tomorrow we will be having Carrie Sue from Miami, Florida. She is an award-winning storyteller and she will be entertaining you all with her amazing stories. Thank you so much and namaste.